Hello and welcome my friends. In this video we are going to learn that how can we use APIs in Flutter. And as you can see, I have a basic project opened where I have a single file, a class, okay, a stateful widget that has been created which has an app bar and some text in the center of the screen. So this is the screen of the application you can see. For using APIs in Flutter, we need the HTTP package and we are going to install this in our application. So this is the full package. Let's install it. For installing the project, open the command prompt or terminal, whichever you use, and in your project directory, write flutter pub add HTTP and press enter. Once installation is done, you can close this terminal and then we are going to write our code. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to use the JSON placeholder free fake API for testing and prototyping. And if you want the text version of this tutorial, you can find the same in this website written by me only, this blog article. Okay, you can check it out. Now let's go on. So first of all, there are basic two types of API request, get and post. So first we will look how to do a get request and then we are going to look how to do a post request. In your main.dart file, first of all you need to import the HTTP package. So to import it, write import package http/http, okay, and then put a semicolon. And I am going to alias it as HTTP only to make it simple. Now in our stateful widget, what we are going to do, we are going to create a function, name it get to dos, okay, it would be type of asynchronous, okay. Now we need to get the to dos, so we are going to write final response equals to await http.get, then URI parse and get the response. Okay, now this response will have lots of to dos, and if you want to see, you can see it. We get this JSON type of data here. So this JSON has an array of objects and we need to parse these objects. Okay, so to get this data, so to get all this data in our array, we are going to create a list first of all, and I'm going to name it to dos, simple, and we are going to call this set state function and use the JSON, that the convert library of the Dart, to save the JSON data using JSON.decode on the response.body. This is the very simple syntax. After running this, calling this function, we will get all the to-dos in our this array, and to display it, we are going to display it in our list view.builder. So to create a list view.builder, we are going to write list view.builder, and I'm going to set it the count to 10 because displaying 200 would not be required for this tutorial, and each item will have a list style, as you can see, and I'm also going to provide a leading icon as a circle avatar. And finally we are going to need to call this function. To call this function, you can just call the init function, init state function, as you know, and then call the get to dos function. Very simple, right? Yeah, so before moving ahead, you know that providing the size 10 will not work because this is an asynchronous function. So what we can do, we can set to dos.length and set it to check whether it is 0 or not, or it is greater than 200 or not. Okay, so if it is greater than 0, then we are going to set 10, otherwise the size would be 0. Okay, we can also use is empty or not. If it is empty, we are going to check. If it is empty, we are going to set it to 0, or else we are going to set it to 10. Now we can save the file and run the code again. After hot restart, you can see we get the list of 10 items. We can also increase it to 20, and let's see the output. So we have got 20 to-dos. This was the very simple example of get request. Now we learned the get request. It is the time to learn the post request. Right now we don't have any function here. As you can see, we have cleaned up the screen and just put a elevated button. We are also going to remove this list because we don't require it anymore. Now the thing is, we are going to first of all create a string and set it to response. Okay, and for now let's keep it like this. The thing is that we need to perform a post request. So to do a post request, we need to post some data, and to post some data we need to we will provide some data from this application to the server, and the server is going to respond with a response, and we are going to print that response on the screen, or we're going to show that response on the screen. And so to do that, we're going to create a function that like post, and then we're going to place that output on the screen. So I have written the post function, post data function, which is of type future void, and what it does is that it posts, use the post function of http on this URL uri.parse that post. Okay, and the header content type is of JSON because we are posting a JSON data, and here are three fields, that is title, body, and user ID, that is required. And once this is done, we are going to store the response in this variable, and this response text will have the response body. And after that, what we are going to do is like show a snack bar or a toast bar. Okay, so we are going to use this scaffold messenger and then show this. Okay, now let us save this, and also in the elevated button let us call this function. After it shows that don't use build context, yeah, it is a suggestion, but for this we need it. Okay, so let's try to do it, save it, and let's call this function. Okay, we also don't need integer, but let it be here. And now I'm going to place and post data. Let's check what happens. So you can see we are getting this toast from the screen on doing a post. We are going to again get it. So this was the post request, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe Programming Rush for more tutorials on Flutter and other things. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.